All right, let's take a deep breath and just settle down into the present moment. Feel the hum, the thrum beneath your skin. Maybe feel your heartbeat. We are on the edge of something big. We can all feel it in the world right now. It's a real turning point. We've got this solar eclipse blazing in on September 21st at 12:54 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. You can mark that date. It's coming up. Feel it down into your bones, through your skin, through your flesh, into those bones. It is a new moon, yes, but it's not just any new moon. This one lands at the very last degree of Virgo. That's a powerful whisper, isn't it? We're talking about the anaretic degree, the final intense push of a planet from its sign, the sign that it's in, into the next sign. It is the degree of crisis. It is the degree of completion. It is the degree of the deepest reckoning. Think about it. Everything that you've been holding, every story that you've lived, whatever has been built inside of you, we can imagine all of that coming to a head right now. Hopefully not all of it, but we can imagine that there's a lot coming to a head right now. This is a powerful, powerful solar eclipse, the last degree of Virgo. We're right on the fall equinox, the powerful, precise moment. So we can imagine that this is not going to be a gentle nudge or a soft request from the sky to our hearts. No, this is going to be a hard stop, a clearing and a reset. Sometimes those can be difficult to endure, and sometimes we are begging for those resets. I'd love to hear from where you're at in your cycle and whether this is something that you're looking forward to or not in the comments below. The universe is asking you to let go, to make room. Can you feel that urgency, the deep internal call to shed what no longer fits into our lives and into our paths? To truly grasp the weight of this moment, to understand why this reset feels so fundamental to our experience, we need to look back just a little and remember the journey our moon has been on to get here. Because she has been on a pilgrimage, hasn't she? And we all know it. The moon is a part of each and every one of us. Our moon part, our lunar part, our lunar aspect. It is a whole and complete part. And the pilgrimage that she's been on for each one of us is unique and individual. It has been a deep soul-searching walk. Gathering insights, collecting fragments of truth and challenge and grace along the way. She's been soaking it all in, preparing for this exact point of release. Imagine her moving through the skies, gathering wisdom, preparing to share it all with us, all of our other parts. We can think of this as our moon part is going through this process and sharing it with our other parts. It's quite a tale, really. Think back 2 weeks to our last lunation. That was the lunar eclipse in Pisces. Remember that feeling? That deep, watery release. The moon then was with the North Node. She crossed a threshold, ascending into a new light. This North Node alignment, that's where she rises up. She moves into her power. It's where she projects herself into a northern declination, ready to do something, to build, to manifest what's been brewing within her. It's that deep part of you that finally says, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to embody whatever this is. It's the lunar part of us, ready to be relational, to engage with friends, to engage with lovers and family and co-workers, to truly step into the visible form and into the living, breathing world. But the second she crossed that line, that great threshold, who was waiting for her? Who was there, ready to meet her gaze? Standing guard, Saturn. Saturn in Pisces. Oh, Saturn. He is the gatekeeper, isn't he? The one who brings structure, who carves out the shape of things, the boundary maker. Just as she was trying to manifest her highest dream, her most ethereal longing, Saturn in Pisces was there, putting form to it. Structure, a limit, a boundary, a very real, tangible shape. You feel that, don't you? That particular flavor of constriction, that sense of being pushed in a direction you didn't quite want to go or didn't even know existed. It's the universe handing you a blueprint when all you wanted to do was paint freely without lines, without expectations. Saturn says this is the shape of your reality. These are the walls. These are the doors right here, right there. At the very threshold of her emergence, he defines the path. He's not just about erecting walls. He's about those passageways, those windows. Without the walls, without the boundaries, there would be no doors, no openings, no windows. He marks the threshold. Think of the Pygmalion story, that old myth. Saturn, in a way, is crafting our lunar experience into something ideal, perhaps even something collective. It can feel contrary to our soft lunar nature. This sense of being shaped, controlled, pushed toward an ideal that sometimes feels just out of reach. Not us. It's something else. It's something that we want to rebel against. It's that feeling of the child, pre-birth, not wanting to leave the womb, not wanting to go through that intense process of coming out into the world. That's Saturn at the boundary, and he demands that your dreams take a container, a form, even if that container feels smaller than the dream itself. And almost assuredly it does. Then, just hours later, she met Neptune. Actually, Neptune is in Aries right after Saturn's, this connection with Saturn in Pisces. And now, if Saturn is the structure, think about what Neptune is. The endless ocean, the ideal. Yes, but in a completely different way. It's the boundless longing, the siren song of what could be, the yearning for something truly unattainable, yet so deeply felt that you can taste it. So you have this immediate tension, this push and pull, the hard reality from Saturn setting the form, and the boundless, formless longing of Neptune calling you to the depths of your potential. This encounter with Neptune in Aries, speaks to the effort, the striving, the energy to make something new, even when it feels utterly impossible. It's your own personal manifest destiny calling to you, truly. Not some political idea, but the deep internal knowing of what you were born to become. The moon connecting with Neptune in this way is that absolute expression of manifestation, merging with that deep ideal, This is about projecting your deepest desires, even the ones not yet fully formed in thought, from the subconscious into the world. We're not talking about, manifestation of, some abstract concept, maybe some, Aquarian ideal. This is manifestation that we're speaking of in the sense of our physical body is a manifestation of life. Trees and plants and animals, everything we see around us is manifestation, and the moon represents form. Every time the moon passes Neptune now and for the years to come, while Neptune is in Aries, it's like taking another hit of this powerful medicine. Neptune's going to drop back into Pisces for a short time, but then he'll pop it back into Aries and he'll be there a long time. And it's always felt slightly differently, always activating a new layer of that personal manifest destiny within you. It's the yearning for what feels just beyond reach, yet knowing it's inherently a part of you. She has moved from that intense pairing, that dance of structure and longing. She crossed the great fertile field of Taurus. And here in Taurus, she's in her place of exaltation. And she was alone there. Not another planet to meet by bodily conjunction. Just 2.5 days of being the queen in her own garden, completely within herself, basking in her own radiance. No immediate demands, no urgent requests. It was a moment of profound peace, a moment to simply be, to integrate the intense pressure of Saturn and the expansive dream of Neptune. Imagine that. A moment of pure, unadulterated self-acceptance and quiet power. No striving, no pushing, just receiving. Picture the Queen of Pentacles holding court in her own power, allowing herself to simply receive the witness of the other planets by aspect, truly holding her own sacred space. Then she hit Gemini and met Uranus, the lightning striker. The first breath of a newborn. That's the jolt, the sudden idea that pierces through your quiet, the shock that changes everything in an instant. It's the spontaneous expression of form, raw and unexpected. It's the sudden turn in the road that reveals a whole new landscape you never even knew was there. It's manifestation at its peak, connected with spontaneity at its peak, the interplay of form as it weaves itself through our lives. It's the disruptive clarity of the sudden insight that shatters old patterns and opens a path you didn't see before. Feel that electricity, that unexpected spark of genius within you. From there, she moved into her own home, Cancer, her domicile. And who was waiting for her there? Jupiter, in his exaltation. This, my friends, is the great love affair, the supreme teacher of love, of the body, of what it means to feel safe, to feel nourished, to truly belong. For those few days, everything felt possible. It was a dark, deep drink of cool, clear water after a long journey, a parched throat finally quenched, a reminder of abundance, a promise that you are held completely in the arms of grace. Jupiter in Cancer is that supreme lover, that teacher of sensuality, of connecting head to toe with every cell in your body. If you could connect with deep romance, whether with another or simply with yourself, during those few days, you truly felt the powerful embrace of the moon and Jupiter. It's a profound blessing, a deep wellspring of emotional sustenance, and it's going to happen every month until next summer. So look forward to that, those few days. She carried that feeling then, that deep nourishment, that sense of belonging into Leo. And in Leo, she met Venus. Venus as the morning star in Leo is not just about beauty. No, she is the oracle. She has direct access to the sun, to spirit itself. She sees beyond the veil. Think of the oracle at Delphi. That ancient archetype, morning star Venus in Leo, embodies that. She has full access to destiny and fate, her masculine expression, her non-duality, granting her prophetic sight. And so the moon, filled with the love and abundance of Jupiter, receives a vision from Venus, a flash of insight, a glimpse of her fate, your fate. A pilgrim from Lesbos, finally reaching the oracle. The moon receives her sight, her oracular power. It's a moment of piercing clarity, a divine download directly into her being. And that, my friends, that entire profound journey, that's the energy she is carrying as she walks into this eclipse. She brings the structured reality of Saturn, the boundless dream of Neptune, the sudden shock of Uranus, the abundant love of Jupiter, and the visionary sight of Venus. She brings it all, everything she's collected, everything she's learned, to this final 30th degree of Virgo. And as she does, she slips under the south node. She moves into the hidden realm, the southern declination, a time for the inner journey. This, friends, is the time of release. This is where we learn to let go, to shed the skins we've outgrown. So this new moon, this powerful solar eclipse, it is about planting a seed, yes, but it is a seed that will only truly grow by letting go, by releasing. Look at the immense tension here. The sun and moon are together in Virgo, packed into that final degree. And across the sky, in direct opposition, is Saturn in Pisces. Almost an exact face-off. We're talking Saturn at 28.5 degrees or so. 28.5 degrees or so of Pisces, nearly mirroring that final Virgo degree. This is a profound pressure point between what is real, tangible, detailed, earthy, all Virgo, and what is formless, dreaming, spiritual, watery, all Pisces. Saturn is asking, demanding, what structures in your life, what boundaries are dissolving, which ones need to dissolve right now? How do you know what needs to dissolve? Sometimes we want things to dissolve, but we still need them to be there. And sometimes we need things to dissolve, but we want them to be there. Either way, this is the time to think about the clarity that can come in this moment. Which ones need to dissolve right now so you can truly live your truth? To know your truth, to feel your truth in your heart, in your body. Which ideals are you clinging to that are actually holding you back? And here's the kicker. Neptune is pulling from the side, creating an out of sign opposition, but very much part of the emotional fabric. It's that longing again, that ideal, but now it feels confusing, perhaps even unattainable, swirling in the watery depths. The moon in this moment reflects on her earlier encounters with Saturn and Neptune, discerning which structures and dreams must be released to open the way forward. This opposition, this intense push and pull, it can feel like drowning. Underwater, like the solid, organized ground of Virgo is being washed away by the vast, formless Piscean ocean. And if you try to think your way through this, I promise you, you will fail. This is not for the mind. This is not a cognitive puzzle. Drop into your heart right now. Feel it. Let the grief the confusion, the sorrow, the sheer overwhelm. Let it all be felt in your core. Don't do anything with it. Just let it be. Feel it. It cannot be processed through cognition. It must be processed through the body, through the deepest, most authentic chambers of your heart. You need to allow the emotional currents to move through you, not around you. This is the work for the next 2 weeks. Release. True, deep release. It's not about finding answers. It's about making space. It's about consciously, lovingly letting go of what no longer serves the truth of who you are becoming. It's like bulky pickup day, where you put all of your furniture and all your big bulky things out to the curb and let the trash come pick it up. What does it happen? Bulky pickup happens once a year, twice a year. But this eclipse, this solar eclipse, is like the bulky pickup of our soul. As the moon moves on from this potent eclipse, her first major meeting is with Mercury in Libra. Oh, the need to talk it out, to find balance, to make sense of all this profound release. This is where we pick up the energies of communication and interrelationship, where we have discourse and dialogue and exchange between people. It's the chance to bring equilibrium to how we use our speech, how we interact with the world and with each other, from the trauma of verbal abuse to the expansive goodwill of heartfelt communication. This whole spectrum can be felt, pulled into balance as the moon connects with Mercury in Libra. It's about finding clarity in the aftermath, seeking harmony in the conversations we have with ourselves and with others. It's a chance to speak your truth, not from a place of anger, but from a place of balanced understanding. Then she enters Scorpio, and here she meets Mars, right in the 3rd degree, 2nd or 3rd degree. Now, this is the moon's fall, her most difficult, most troubled place. She's often described as chaotic and unfocused here, prone to being swept away by intense feelings. You would think, truly, that meeting Mars, the god of war, the raw power of action in this vulnerable spot would be the final blow, a plunge into the deep abyss, but it isn't. Not this time. Mars is at home in Scorpio. It's his domicile in his full power. And in this particular configuration, Mars is part of the night sect and the moon's team. He lends her his power. He hands her a knife, a blade of truth, a tool for fierce discernment, and with it she cuts through her own fear. She slices through the anxiety, the darkness, the confusion that can plague her in Scorpio. This is our moon part, your moon part, my moon part. This is the part of us that is lunar and is taking the blade from Mars, and it's a moment of brutal, clarifying power. It doesn't destroy her, it liberates her. She sees the space between the fear, the space that isn't empty, but pure potential. That blade of Mars, cutting through the illusion. It's raw, it's intense, but it's utterly transformative. It's about facing your shadows head on, not with dread, but with courageous action, knowing you have the strength to redefine your relationship with fear. After that intensity, after that fierce cutting away, she moves into Sagittarius. And here she finds an oasis. She is received by Jupiter from his home in Cancer. Even with no planets in Sagittarius right now, she feels Jupiter's deep hospitality, his generous welcome. It is a place to rest, a moment to find faith again after the battle, after the fierce cutting away. Think of it, the nourishing water of Cancer, Jupiter's exaltation, creating an oasis in the fiery desert of Sagittarius. The moon, receiving all that exalted Jupiter hospitality, finds respite, solace, and a renewed sense of belief. It's a moment to expand your vision, to trust in a greater purpose, to remember that even after struggle, there is always hope and growth awaiting you. Then comes Capricorn, another hard place for her, a very Saturnine sign. Here, she doesn't have the direct support of Saturn, but she experiences an opposition to Jupiter. This Jupiter playing the role of the teacher archetype within us, the one who whispers wisdom and guidance. Here, Jupiter shows her and us, our moon parts, that deep sorrow of Capricorn, that inherent suffering is real. Absolutely real, but it is not the only reality. It's not the real reality. The lesson here is profound. Stop stirring up the pain. Stop replaying the narratives of lack, the narratives of hardship. Capricorn is an earth sign. Give your sorrow to the earth. Give your grief to the earth. Give your shame to the earth. Bury it. Let the earth compost it. Let it be transformed into new life, into fertile ground for what's next. This opposition between Jupiter in Cancer and the moon in Capricorn is all about allowing the earth to receive and transmute your heaviest burdens. It's about finding the sacred in the mundane, the hope in the heartbreak, by consciously releasing it to the greatest alchemist, the earth herself. The moon moves on to Aquarius and meets Pluto. This is the deep, slow, undeniable transformation that is still unfolding for all of us, a truly epochal shift. This is a theme we'll see for many, many years to come as the moon connects with Pluto every month. This is the activation of Pluto with the moon and the moon with Pluto. It brings our hopes, our fears, our love, our desires into the unfolding of what we are bringing into the world. It's so important to remember that the type of transformation Pluto offers is not about adding something new or taking something away to make you whole. You are already whole, and every part of you is already whole within itself in that part, and the moon is already the moon. But the transformation that comes is one of realization. Every time the moon connects with Pluto, there is an opportunity for us to realize anew a new facet of our own existence that we were unable to recognize before. And in that recognition, that profound aha moment, your whole world can shift. Your perspective on who you are and your experience in life is utterly transformed. It's the deep dive into your own truth, emerging with a clarity that redefines everything. Finally, before she reaches her fullness, she will pass through Pisces again. She will meet Saturn and Neptune one more time. A final check-in, almost a reminder of the work that began at the eclipse, the work of structure and surrender, of embodying what is real and reaching for what is ideal. It is a moment to confirm your path, to see how far you've come, and to fine-tune your internal compass. And then she will become full in Aries, opposing the sun in Libra, radiating her new truth. This, my friends, is the path. It's a journey of profound release, of cutting away what is no longer true, what no longer serves, of giving your sorrows, your deepest pains to the earth, to bury them, to be composted, allowing them to transmute. It's not easy work. No one ever said deep spiritual work was a stroll in the park, but it is your work. You are not being broken. You are being cleared. You are being made sacred for what comes next, what new life wants to emerge from this rich, composted ground. Embrace it, feel it, let it go. You are walking into a new version of yourself, ready to bloom. I hope you've enjoyed today's narration of the moon on her journey through the signs as she's moved from the last lunation to this lunation to the next. This is an opportunity for each of us to connect to the part of ourselves that is the moon, the lunar part of our essence, the lunar part of our bodies. Our bodies themselves are lunar in nature when we consider the contrast between form and spirit. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you do, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps. You can find a description or a link to my website in the description below, ryan-hunt.com, and we'll see you next time. Until then, keep your eye on the sky and make a wish upon a star.